Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. The last video I shot was about what happened to our country. And whenever I make a video about trying to fix things, I get a lot of comments from people who say, it can't be fixed. It's beyond, don't you know this and whatever. And I'm always, and I join those people to an extent, and I've said this many times before, in believing that our country is done as far as the way it is now. I don't believe our country can sustain itself. Most of us, well, not most perhaps, but many of us, don't want our country to continue going the way that it is. We think that it's wrong. We're on the wrong path. And it's not getting better. It's getting worse. I've cautioned against being too negative about that because I've seen it worse, right? But in the long term, I'm worse in some ways, not in every way. But in the long term, it is on the decline, and I've mentioned also Glubb's Fate of Empires and things like that. I do believe that our country, as it exists now, is on the decline. But I think that that the people who seem to grab onto this idea that it's over, it's not coming back, nothing can be, nothing can be done. I question where they're going with that. Because I don't understand what the alternative is other than, okay, give up and do nothing. I suppose that we could all find a cave, to live in to avoid it, but people aren't like that. People want to be together. People build communities. They build societies. They build families first, and then on those families, hopefully, they build good communities and societies. If you've read my books, that's what it's all about. Yeah, it was a big catastrophe, and everything went to the dickens. But it was about rebuilding, and it was about how to rebuild, and the building blocks that are important. And our country was founded on great building blocks, foundational building blocks. It lost its way because for reasons that I said in the previous video. But that's not the end of mankind. And here we are, and the choice is to decide what to do now. Over behind you, over there, is a table with an inscription by Thoreau. And it says, I read it just a few minutes ago. I've read it in the past. It says, live the life you desire, or live the life you dream about. And I think that's good advice. It's too easy just to throw up your hands and say, it's over, it's done, it's whatever. I've had it, I'm not a part of this anymore. Well, I agree. There's a lot in this world and a lot of this country I don't want to be a part of, and I'm not a part of it. And I separate from it. But without a positive alternative, separating from it and throwing up your hands and I guess just waiting for things to get worse. I'm not sure what the end game is there. I don't see that as an attractive alternative. What I see is constructing and living a life you desire as being an attractive alternative. So I think that's all I wanted to say here is that, when people get on the downs, it's easy to keep your mind on the downs and forget that you can, as far as you're concerned, you yourself, your family, whatever, you can change that direction and start living the life you desire rather than being a passive victim of what's happening in the world around you. Now, I don't think that most of you are passive victims at all. I'm sure you're not. I read your comments and things. But for those that I do see, I would encourage you, instead of always focusing on how horrible things are, start focusing on how you're going to make them better. Whether that's just your life or your community or your country, however big enough, you think you are. And as long as you're thinking about how bad things are, you're not going to be able to think about how much better you might be able to make them. So I think that's it. There's great power. We hear a lot about the power of positive thinking. And I go along with that, but just like the old saying is that a lot of people succeed because of a strong will, and others fail because of a strong won't. That's true. And as is the saying that whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. It does start with what you think, how you look at things, how you choose to look at things. The power's in you. The power's in your own mind. So you decide what direction you want to go. And regardless of the direction you choose, others or the world around you will only be able to stop you if you let them. So I tell you, a life with positive thoughts and positive feelings and positive thinking, not naivete, not pie in the sky, not Pollyanna, but good, strong, planned, considered positivity beats the heck out of a life of continuous negativity. So I'll leave you with that on that. Remember, we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And all preparations start with how you think. It's in your mind. So make sure your mind's right. You all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.